Hello and welcome to today's Taekwondo Life Magazine Live. My name is Marc Zirogiannis. I'm your host. I'm a third Dan black belt and I'm the editor-in-chief of Taekwondo Life Magazine. Taekwondo Life Magazine is a member of the BLEAV network. Today we are talking about, this week, very exciting, the return to the World Taekwondo Poomsae Championships. This is the largest Poomsae Championships in the world, and we have not had one since 2018. This is a really interesting and exciting event. It will be live streamed by USA Taekwondo and by World Taekwondo. You'll be able to find it and follow it on the web. Today's show is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline are our online partners and the #1 source for all your betting needs and your sport info. You're going to find all the latest sports developments, including updated odds at the NBA playoffs, fights, and next season's futures. We are well into the start of the MLB season, much delayed. Well, it wasn't much delayed, but it was delayed, and it was thought to be much delayed. And we are now starting. We had an opening day here in New York last week. And I need to know, who are you picking for the World Series, right? It's a marathon. This is a very, very long season. Unlike NFL, baseball is long, but there's a lot to bet on. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting, your favorite Vegas casino and poker games, and much, much more. It's easy to get started. If you haven't, I can't believe if you haven't, that you haven't, go to your mobile device, go to your computer and join. Put in the promo code BLEAV, that's B-L-E-A-V, BLEAV from our BLEAV network, and you receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the gaming starts. So, the World Taekwondo Championships is and has been since around 2006, the largest sport Poomsae event in the world. It attracts people from all over the world to compete in high-level Poomsae competition, people from multiple countries, referees and officials from all over the world coming to compete in Poomsae. The World Poomsae Championships for 2020 were canceled due to the worldwide pandemic, and very disappointing for so many, but certainly understandable. And we did an episode in November of 2020. It was called How Poomsae Saved Taekwondo, which was about how Poomsae went from being, or sport Poomsae, right? Poomsae is always a part of our Taekwondo practice, but sports Poomsae, a part of a niche part of Taekwondo competition and practice, to being elevated, because during that time when we couldn't really get together, be in the dojang, training karugi, people were able to individually and virtually train and compete in Poomsae. We came to understand the world of Poomsae competition, online Poomsae competition. Some of them were done by the submission of tape. Some of them were done by live streaming. But many, many organizations I participated in, many, USAT did a great job of streaming Summer of Poomsae and Spooktacular and many of those. NCTA, we did a virtual online Poomsae Championships, New York Open virtual Poomsae Championships, many of them, and elevated people's level of practice and interest and love of Poomsae. Well, here we are now in a world that is a little bit more open. And it was announced in September of 2021 that Goyang City, Korea would be the host for the 2022 World Taekwondo Poomsae Championships. And here we are. It starts on the 21st, which is later this week, goes through the 24th, and it will be live streamed by World Taekwondo on its YouTube channel, and USAT will be carrying it on its YouTube channel. It's extremely exciting. Mayor Lee from Goyang City, which Goyang is part of the Seoul province, a little north of actual Seoul proper, I believe. And I've seen all the posts, these beautiful posts of all of the US athletes and international athletes and coaches and officials traveling over the course of the last couple of days. Very excited to be there and be there in person. The mayor said it will be an opportunity to leap internationally as a city of Taekwondo in Goyang, which is really nice. President Chow had said at that time, I'm confident that the Poomsae Taekwondo Championship will be the most successful competition ever held. I will do my best to cooperate with Goyang City for the most successful Poomsae competition. This is a truly an exciting event. It is a return in many ways. It is hopefully putting the global pandemic in the rearview mirror. So here we are about to start. The announcement that I received was there were about 800 athletes, about 224 officials, and 63 countries from the spectrum of the Taekwondo universe that are participating. There are almost 211 countries that participate in Taekwondo, but keep in mind that, you know, very much like the expansion of Taekwondo through Kyorugi, sport Poomsae is a very specific type of Poomsae practice, and therefore, many of the countries that practice Taekwondo, many of the countries that are part of the World Taekwondo, they haven't yet gotten to the level of full understanding and full competition in sport Poomsae practice. Korea, Asia, sport Poomsae is very big. In the United States, sport Poomsae is very big. In other places, Europe, Africa, places of that nature, it is getting there. It is developing. It is coaches and athletes are raising their level, and it is truly becoming on par with Kyorugi in terms of its global domination of this sport. Australia also has a very strong up-and-coming Poomsae program. I'd say probably somewhere between US, Asia, US, and then you have Africa and Europe, and in between there, I'd probably say Australia's program. So the last event, as I said, was held in Taipei in 2018, which was very, very exciting. Taipei has a great team. They're one of the great Poomsae teams. This event will, again, have people from all over the world. I understand one of the great showcases is that there will be athletes from Ukraine there, which is a very, very important part of World Taekwondo's stance and support of Ukraine. We did a program several weeks ago on how, or we did an announcement, how the IOC and World Taekwondo had banned Belarus and Russia from world competition. I am under the presumption that this is no different, that there will be no Russian or Belarus athletes under that flag that will be competing in this event. However, there will be members there under the Ukrainian flag, which is very exciting. Last week, President Chow said, "We are delighted to be able to host the World Taekwondo Poomsae Championships in person yet again. At a time when many of the countries were in lockdown, Poomsae provided a welcome distraction and kept people connected in the safety of their own homes. The accessibility of online Poomsae meant it was open to everyone and helped develop the sport around the world. While we will continue with our online competitions, we have missed being able to bring athletes together to share the beauty and the love of the sport. Goyang we will be able to feel that connection and the solidarity of one Taekwondo family firsthand. These championships will share the growth of our sport as we reflect successfully moving in a new direction." And again, that'll be streamed on their YouTube channel to meet the growing demand. And he said a lot of interesting things there. One of them that was exciting is that there will continue to be online Poomsae championships. I know that's very difficult. They're difficult to administer. People don't understand the difficulty and the technology involved. Obviously, we live in a time that technology makes these things possible, but it is very difficult. Also, you have timing issues. I know for athletes, I've spoken to numbers of athletes, they would rather have the excitement of competing live than competing on in a virtual way. Additionally, when they do tape submission, I know many of them, they do multiple takes and it's exhausting for them. So, but I'm excited to be able to participate when there are virtual tournaments because it is fun for me. I am a certified USAT Poomsae referee, and I do love Poomsae. Poomsae is a beautiful and delicate and powerful and precise art. I believe that Poomsae is the ultimate discipline. We learn through Poomsae to control our mind and control our body and to integrate our mind and integrate our body. So if you are a fan of Poomsae, if you want to learn a little bit more about Poomsae, if you're just getting involved in the world of Poomsae, or if you're supporting your country and your team athletes, I was just at the NCTA championships and we had team trials, and a lot of the Team USA Poomsae members were there, and they work so incredibly hard. And many of them are in Korea to compete in this wonderful event. And win, lose, or draw, they are better for the experience. So I want you to catch the coverage of the 2020 World Poomsae Championships. Also look out for many times after the World Poomsae Championships, right? They happen every 2 years. We see some adjustments in scoring. We see some adjustments in interpretation. We see some adjustments in the way that Poomsae is scored. So I don't expect dramatic things, but we may see different things. Example, right? Previously in Taeguk Chiljeon, right? The Bomchok used to come from here and go out. And then it was changed to go here straight up for 5 seconds, something of that nature. But once those things occur and they get disseminated, they slightly alter the way that Poomsae or sport Poomsae is practiced from a nuanced standpoint around the globe. So I look forward to that. I look forward to seeing the results and seeing how Team USA does and seeing how the other high-level teams do. And I love to hear your feedback and your thoughts on it. Don't forget, today's episode has been brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is your #1 source for online sports betting. BetOnline, where the gaming starts.